Alright, hello and welcome back. This is the second episode of ShadowDark Goblin Tales. And a quick recap, in the first episode, our two brothers, Slag, the wizard, let's bring him up here so you can see him, and Grub, the cleric. Well, let me turn an extra light on, see if that makes it better. There you go. Should show him a little better. They had to prove their worth and basically go out, find a dungeon. That's a bright little circle right in the middle there. We're going to turn that off for now. And bring back something for the village, for the Goblin village. And they were able to do that, but while they were there, they ran into a human child, which this little army guy is standing in for. And they decided to bring him back because he was lost in the caves. Now, when I was doing that, we had a random event, and I messed up because it said introduce a new NPC. And I got to thinking about it. We definitely should be doing that. So this is the new NPC. Her name is Goblin, and she is an elf ranger using the fighter stats because I know the author of ShadowDark has put out, or I don't know if they've released it, but she has a video on making a ranger, but it's like 2 hours long and I haven't been able to watch it yet. So we're just going to use fighter stats for her. She knows of the goblins and the boys. And I thought maybe her mission would be to rescue the boy and take him back, but that's not the way it rolled up. She rolled up divide power. So what I take that to mean is she's out here scouting to make sure that no super alliance comes across between the goblins, the dwarves, and the humans, because, you know, if everybody's a little suspicious of the other, then the elves don't have to worry about anybody ganging up on them. Anyway, that's the way I interpret it. So before we send the boys out, they go up to level 1. Slag got 3 spells, and they are Sleep, Magic Missile, and Mage Armor. Those are the 3 I picked for him. And Grub, he automatically knows Turn Undead, and he gets 2 spells besides that, and he picked Cure Light Wounds and Light, because this is ShadowDark, and I think Light is a good spell to have. And also, I made a mistake on his armor class. With that chainmail he found, which is +1, it takes his armor class up to a 14. So I've written that down, and we'll use that in the future. But before they head out, we have to find out what the elf is doing, and we're going to use the random table for that. So the first question is, did she track them back to the Goblin village? And, you know, I think that's a pretty strong yes. So we will go ahead and roll that up as soon as I pull the chart out here. Alright, where's our dice? I'm using a different tower. This is the Castle Grayskull Tower. Okay, and that's a 79. We're still at Chaos Factor 5. So, yep, definitely. Not an extreme yes, but she tracked them back. And I think it's fair to say that she will track them, and we'll find out what she does. We'll see if there's an interrupt when they start heading out on their quest to get to the human settlement. Now, I also looked up to see why the kid was lost in the first place, and it turns out he didn't really run away. He slipped away from the caravan that randomly it was determined was coming from the Elven Kingdom. And I'm not sure where they're going yet. We haven't figured that out. And the kid does not know where they're headed, so that's going to be a problem down the road. But he left because he lost something that was of value to the caravan. So he took off in hopes of finding something to replace it so that he could make a truce with the possession. That's what he rolled up. So that's why he ran out and ended up getting lost in the cavern where the Goblin brothers found him. So that's where we're at right now. Next thing we're going to switch is the map, and they're going to start their trek. It's roughly a 6-hour march to get to the river, and then they have to cross the bridge and go to the garrison outpost of the humans and see if they can drop off this kid. So I'm going to switch the map, and we'll be right back. Alright, so Slag and Grub, along with the young boy Terran, are about to head out on their journey. But first we have to see if there's an interrupt, if it goes off as planned. And for that, we have to roll dice. Alright, before we can go, I need to set up the scene, and it is, like I said, Slag, Grub, and Terran are on their way from the Goblin village, which they've just left probably an hour ago, and they're on their way to the human garrison, which is straight down the road if you remember the small map. They have to cross a river, and then there's a garrison there that's a few miles outside the human settlement just to protect the road and the bridge, I guess. So what we have to do to see if there it is, to see if we have an interrupted or altered scene. We roll a d10 before we start the scene, and if it's lower, the chaos factor or lower, then we have interrupted or altered scene. So, and our chaos factor right now is 5. Let's go ahead and use the Gray Skull dice tower, and we rolled a 6. Not a problem. So that means that the scene is going to go off as normal, which is great news. And I think that Gyra, is that her name? I believe I said Gyra. Let me check. Galira is going to confront them approximately 2 hours out. So we're going to put her there, and we will roll percentile dice to see if this is a yes. We're chaos factor 5. I think this is pretty likely. So we're going to go ahead and roll that on the fate chart. And who knows what's going to happen. So we're going to say very likely. So an 85 or less. And we rolled a 63. So yes, she's going to confront them. So the way I see this happening is as they're approaching down the road, all of a sudden, thwack, thwack, a couple of arrows just hit the ground right in front of them, stopping them in their tracks. Now, just to make sure something really crazy doesn't happen, we're going to have her roll a 20-sided to make sure she doesn't fumble and hit one of the 3 of them. So first arrow, no problem. Second arrow, also no problem. So this is the scene. They're coming. They're trying to escort the young boy, and a couple arrows right in the ground right here in front of them. So we're going to have to figure out what they do, and that's going to start the adventure. Alright, so I've changed the camera angle so that you can see that this is the gatehouse to the garrison. A couple guards on top, a couple guards out front. Anybody who plays Skyrim knows what's coming next. They approach, and they ask to come in and see the commander because they're trying to return this lost boy to his family. And what do the guards do? Are the guards just going to let them in? Honestly, I mean, they're not at war with the goblins. It's a little strange that it's just two goblins bringing a human. So I'm going to say 50-50. I think they'll let them in. If they say no, I know what Grub and Slag are going to say. And yeah, 35. So they will let them pass. They tell them not to go starting any trouble. And they lift up. I've always wanted to be able to use this stuff. They lift up the portcullis. Actually, it was probably already opened, but... And our heroes get to enter the human garrison. And that is going to be the actual end of this scene. So, we will figure out... I know what the next scene is supposed to be. They're going to talk to the commander and try and drop the kid off. And of course, he's not going to just take the kid. They're going to have to do something, of course. Just like in Skyrim, they're going to have to go run a quest to get the humans' help. Alright, so here's where we're at. Slag and Grub, along with Terran, have made it in. It took them quite a while to get in with the... in to see the captain. And I don't have his name. He's Captain What's-a-Who's-Its. I didn't roll his name up. But he is the leader of the... it should be right around here. The leader of the garrison here. We'll go ahead and roll his name real fast, just for fun. And he is Captain Yuri. And he's got a couple guards here with him. That's the captain. It takes him a while. So I'm figuring, you know, it was a 6-hour journey. They had to spend some time when they were dealing with Galira. And then they had to spend some time when they were digging with the kids. And then they had to spend some more time for Grub to try and learn the spell out of the spell book, which fortunately he did. And he now has Holy Weapon. That gives him 3 total spells, which is really great for being first level. But when they finally do get there, you know, of course, Captain Yuri's not going to drop everything just to meet a couple goblins. So that takes some more time. So I think we're 10 hours into this. So it's later in the day when they finally get to talk to him. And of course, first he's going to take the boy by himself, talk to him, find out what's going on. And then he'll entertain, so to speak, Grub and Slag and ask them, you know, what they want done. And they will explain to him that, you know, they found this boy lost in a cave down by the Goblin village. And their elders tasked them with bringing him back to safety, so they've brought him here. But Captain Yuri is like, yeah, this is a garrison. I don't have time to be babysitting kids. If you want to take him back, you're going to have to take him into the human city yourselves. Well, they don't love that idea, but will they do it? Let's go ahead and do a roll. I'm going to say that it's pretty likely simply because, you know, that's what they were tasked with doing, even though it's being added to. And 75, yes, they will agree to take young Terran on into the human city. But Captain Yuri says, not so fast. I'm not going to just let a couple random goblins into my city. I don't know if you're planning something. You're going to have to prove yourself first. And what I can tell you is that some bandits took off with one of our wagons of supplies. We believe they're to the northwest of here. If you can go and get that wagon and bring it back to us, we will allow you safe, free passage onto the human city. So, will they agree with this? I'm not even going to roll again. They will agree to do that. And since it's getting later in the day and the captain knows that the bandits are more active at night, he is going to allow Grub and Slag to spend the night in the garrison. Of course, it's probably going to be in the stables, but he'll let them stay within the walls, and they can head out first thing in the morning. So, that is going to be the end of the scene here, which is a continuation of the previous scene. And in the morning, we will take them and send them off to see if they can find the bandit camp and retrieve the stolen goods. So we'll set that up and we'll be right back. Alright, so off camera, I randomly rolled how big this mini dungeon is. And we came up with 5 rooms. I randomly rolled how many people were going to be in there. And then I just placed them where it was most logical. There's 3 bandits and a leader for a total of 4. Slag and Grub are able to find the place. But first we have to see if they have a random encounter on the way. So I got to get all these dice out of here. And roll a 20. No. They do not have any random counter. It's early in the morning. So they're going to enter. And they have to light a torch because it's dark in here. And we're going to start our timer. Okay, now right off the bat, once they find this place, Grub is going to go ahead and cast, or try to cast, Holy Weapon on his weapon, which is his mace, which will give him an additional +1, which is pretty good. So let me check and see if he's got advantage on that. I don't think he does, but no. But it lasts for 5 rounds. So he's going to try and cast that. He rolls a 7, which is not good. Plus his 2 and 1. That's a 10. He just makes it. So it was just able to do that. So now his weapon is going to be a total of +4. So they come to the first room, and we got to see what this guy is, because we can randomly find out if he's awake or asleep. Since it's early in the morning, he could be asleep. And I love the fact this book has so many charts in there. So, well, it's not in there. Now they did try and sneak into here, so we're going to see. Well, we'll make sure they didn't absolutely bomb their sneak rolls. So, no, oh wow, okay. So they were able to sneak up into there, and they look in there to see what this guy is doing. And we roll 2d6. 10. He's socializing or playing. So I'm going to say he's got a set of dice. He's throwing them against the wall. Just entertaining himself. Yeah, what a noob. Throwing dice down in a basement. But anyway, that's what he's doing. So they're able to get up in here. Now let's see if that door's unlocked. I'm going to say it's very highly, very, very likely that that is unlocked. And we'll roll the dice here. Oh yeah, 57. So the door is unlocked. They are able to open it. And Grub is going to run in and attack. And so is this guy. They do get surprise. So Grub will attack first. He is +4. That's 7. He's attacking. That's an 11. He will hit. And he does 1d6. I'm pretty sure +3. 7 points. That is enough to take this guy out. Squack. Okay, so that was a pretty quiet fight. And it will open it up to where they have 2 more doors. Which one are they going to go? This is a massive door. This is a regular sized door here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. So they're going to open the big door here. They open that up, and the bad thing there is that makes a lot of noise, but they find that that is where the wagon is. So as they come in here and see the wagon, they're making a lot of noise, and that is going to alert these guys to come in, and we're going to have some full-on combat. So let's go ahead and roll some initiative. We'll do Grub first. Oh wow, he got, oh wait. Well, we'll do 20s this time since I said. He's got a 19, no dex, so he's way up there. And that's going to be Grub. Now we're going to see what Slag gets. He got a 4 plus 2. He's a 6. And then the bandits, we're going to give them the same initiative. They are plus nothing. And they roll a 10. So the bad guys are on a 10, which is good. Grub gets to go first. So he's going to haul back and swing on this one. And no, he misses. He only rolled a 3. And he needed to hit more than that. So, bad guys get to go. The first one on Grub rolls an 18. That's a hit. They do a 1d6. He did 3 points of damage onto Grub. So, fortunately, Grub's got a few more hit points now, but he's still down pretty far. He's down by half. This one's going to attack Slag. A 15 will hit him. Yes. And he could actually kill Slag here. So, 2. So he didn't quite kill him. Slag is going to, I think he's going to stab with his dagger because they're in close. Or you know what? No. He's going to go ahead and cast Sleep. And center it on these guys. He rolls an 11. I believe he's plus 3 on that. Anyway, he made it. He succeeded. And because these guys are 0 levels, they both go to sleep. Snooze fest. Okay. So, being the good goblins that they are, they're going to go ahead and take these guys out. And then, they're going to have to try and heal. But first we have to see, did the leader hear all of this fighting going on? Early in the morning, is he going to get up and look? I'm going to say it's somewhat unlikely. And a 74. That might be a no. Wait, I got my sheets. I printed out sheets for this. Yeah, that is a no. He is not coming to see them, which is good for them. So Slag is, or Grub is first going to try and heal himself using a Cure Light. A 16 he does, and he gets to roll a d6 plus half his level. He's only first level, so he gets back 1. Well, easy come, easy go. It's better than nothing. But we do need to mark that because they've got one more fight to go. And then he's going to try and heal his brother. Same thing. And he rolls a 15 and a 2. So Slag is all the way up. That's good. Or no. He only got 2 back. He was down, so he's up to 4. Okay, they have that. They go into this next room. There's nothing there. They go to the final room. And this guy's a little bit tougher. Now let's see what he is doing. That is 2d6. And 4. So we'll have to find that page again. I know it was in here. This is so exciting. It was right here. Okay, I'm not seeing it. I'm not going to slow the game down just to find that. It's not that important. They will burst in and attack. We're going to do party initiatives. So, and like I said, this time we're just going to use 10. The dark one is going to be for the bad guy. Our guys are going to go on the same one. Well, no, we'll do it. We'll go ahead and use both of them. There we go. So our guys are the darker green. So they got a 9 and a 2. Grub goes first. And then the bad guy. And then Slag. So Grub is going to pick up his mace, which is +1, +3, +4 right now. That's a 15. That is just enough to hit this guy. And he does 1d6 +2. I think. Maybe it's definitely +2. +3. Okay, so he does 5 points of damage. That took a big chunk out of him. Now he gets to return. Odds, he's going to go for Slag. He rolled an odd, so he's attacking Slag. And he rolls a 17. He definitely hits. He does a 1d8. He only did 1. That's actually +2, so he did 3. Poor Slag is down to 1 hit point. But Slag does get to return the favor. Or he hopes. So he's going to throw his dagger at him. 3, he misses completely. Grub is going to attack. Grub misses. Grub misses. Because that's... Yeah, he missed. He only rolled a 5. So now the bad guy is going to attack. Odds and evens. It's odds. He's going for Slag again. And he rolls a 14. That's enough. Whatever he does, it's going to take him out. Yep. So Slag is down. Now he's not necessarily dead, but he is down for the count. This game is brutal. All right, Grub. Now's your chance. With your weapon. 5. Nope, that's a miss. He misses. And the bad guy rolls a fumble. Rolls a 1. So, just to speed this up, I'm going to say he swings at him and gets his weapon stuck in the wall. Next round, he'll only be able to pull it out. So now Grub gets to go. He goes a 3 and misses. He gets one more go. And a 7. He still cannot hit. Because that's +4, 11. No, he needs a 12 to hit. So, the guy finally pulls his weapon free. He's going to swing again. And he rolls a 10. That is not enough. Grub gets to go. And Grub rolls a 19 finally. And he does 6, 7, 8. Takes this guy out. Alright. So, Grub has to immediately bandage up his brother, which will put him at 0. Because you get 3 rounds. That was only 2. Then he's going to try and cast a heal on him. So he's at 0. Or I think he's at 1 right now once you do that. Because you can stabilize him. He's going to cast a heal on him. And 5 No, he did not, and he can't use that anymore. So, here's the fun thing. Slag is actually down. I mean, he's not dead, but he's at 1 hit point. And Grub has to take this back by himself. And is there a horse to take it back? I'm going to say 50-50. Let's find out. This one. Yes, there is a horse. He's able to get back, and he is able to take the wagon back to the garrison. And that is where we're going to stop it for now. Alright, so one thing I forgot to do was, even though Slag is down, Grub gets to search around and look for some treasure. Because that's the whole point of the game. And I'm going to give him half of a D6 treasure rolls. 6, so he gets 3 treasure rolls. That's good. So his first one is a 49. He finds a bag of 10 silver spikes. Okay, we're going to write this on the back of his sheet.
You have to get it down. People are chasing you.
10 silver spikes. And they are worth a whopping 2 gold apiece. So that's a little bit. 005. That's a bag of smooth pebbles. Smooth pebbles. Worth a whole copper. 2 copper. And finally they find 21, which is, ooh, a chipped great axe. Worth 9 gold pieces. Okay, that makes sense. That's probably what the leader was using. Got to write this down, otherwise I know I will forget it. All right, now we got to see. Yes, Grub is able to make it back to the garrison with his spoils. And once there, because they were able to heal up, or I'm sorry, because they were able to return the wagon with some of the supplies. I'm sure the bandits used some of the supplies. They probably ate them. But they got some of it back, and they got the wagon back, and they took care of the bandits for the garrison. They will go ahead and heal the goblins up and let them feast with them. And there might even be a slight reward. But to find out, you'll have to tune in next time, and we'll have to roll some dice to see if the garrison will give them a small stipend for their service before allowing them to continue on to the human settlement. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. And remember, keep your torches lit.